Yes, indeed! Big Brother Bear here to give you all that you want and what you need today, and we'll give you 3 things you need to know and learn from Antonio Brown. The first thing you need to learn from Antonio Brown is bad decisions leave a trail. You go from team to team, coaches talk, and you may be messing up opportunities that you didn't even know you were going to have available to you based off some things you did at a previous school, based off what you did on a previous team. Players that have piss poor attitudes, players that don't go to class, players that are always in trouble, players that always bring drama with them. Coaches talk about that kind of stuff. Coaches talk about that kind of stuff. So realize that having a bad trail of decisions will follow you. So you want to be known for the exact opposite. Hoop loud, you want to be known for the person that gets to the gym early. You want to be known for the person that stays late. You want to be known for the person that actually gets their grades taken care of. You want to be known for the person that holds themselves accountable and is also a leader amongst their peers. You want to be known for that, not negative things. And when you're known for negative things, those things follow you. It's like a lingering smell. It follows you no matter how many schools you transfer. It always gets me when a student gets in trouble at a particular school, university, or whatnot, and they think the thing that is going to solve it is they just transfer for a different school. Transfer to a different school. That's not going to solve it. That's not going to solve it, because guess what? That new coach knows about some things that happen, and if they don't know, they will know. It's a small fraternity, small group of coaches that actually stand the test of time as far as in the coaching profession. Coaches that stick around for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and they know each other. If they don't know each other directly, they know someone who knows them, who can get in contact and ask them about your decision. So handle yourself wisely, and learn from Antonio Brown from that. Number 2, listen, hear me when I say this. The game will go on without you. It will go on without you. Who's the best player of all time? The greatest? Many will say Michael Jordan. Well, his last shot, when he hit that shot on Brian Russell, I believe that was in 1998. That's more than 20 years ago that he hit that shot. The greatest of all time hit that shot in the Delta Center in Utah against the Utah Jazz over 20 years ago. And last I checked, the NBA still makes money in his absence. Now, I don't count when he came back for the Wizards. It's been over 20 years since Michael Jordan has been in the league playing competitively. And last I checked, the NBA still makes money in his absence. They're not going to stop the game and say, "Oh, the greatest of all time doesn't play anymore, so we're just going to hang up we just close shop. It doesn't make a difference." No, they still make money. They still are going on without Michael Jordan, with or without him. The same thing is going to be said for you. Same thing is for me. You got to understand that this game will go on without you. So simply put, you need to approach it as if you are a renter. No one can buy this game. This game will supersede all of us. So you are a renter. So what does that mean? That means your time is limited. That means playing the game you love, you may get 4 years, you may get 8 years, you may get 12 years from the time that you start in 3rd grade or so of playing, right? It's not going to last forever. Even if you play professionally, it's not going to last forever. It's going to end. So maximize your time while being a student athlete, using these resources, connecting with individuals, because you have the time to do it now. It will not always, those doors will not always be afforded to you after you get done playing. Listen, I don't want to jade you. I don't want to taint you. But there are people, if you're in college, there are people on your university campus right now that the only reason they talk to you is because you can dribble a ball, catch a ball, you can run from people when you have the ball in your hand, you bat a ball, whatever you do with the ball. That's the only reason why they even have anything to do with you. I've had alma maters that when I was at that particular school, slapping high fives. "Hey, Bill, how you doing, man? Everything's good. Everything's great." Yes, right. All that. Go back to those same places I used to be at, and the same people that were they loved me so much. Then them jokers don't even give me a head nod when I walk past them. So realize that, look, and I'm not saying they owe me that, but realize that it's going to change dramatically when your eligibility is exhausted. It's going to change dramatically when you're not able to play the game anymore. It's going to change dramatically when they don't look at you like an athlete anymore. And that's not a gloom and doom story. I'm trying to get you to make you upset about it. That's me trying to make you understand that this time is precious. This time that you have, that you're renting the game, you need to make sure that you maximize this time. Maximize this time. If the only thing that you get out of this process, if you won a championship ring or you got some playing time, you've lost. You need to make sure you connect with people on this campus. You need to make sure that you reach out to individuals. You need to make sure you benefit from internships. You need to make sure you have relationships, but not only just your friends as far as your age, but also faculty and staff. What can they say about you when you leave, right? You're a renter. You're a renter. We all are renters. So if you know that you're a renter, act like you're a renter. Take care of the property while you're on it. But make sure you leave it better when you found it, and make sure you can benefit from it once you leave it, because we're all leaving it. My last one is this: you are not an exception to the rule. Sometimes you can get gassed up, you can get high on your own supply thinking because I can play basketball, they're gonna make a rule, they're gonna make a way for me. You know, they'll make an exception for me. I can turn my test in late because I'm a basketball player. I can show up late because I'm a basketball player. I can go to this party because I'm a basketball player. Look at me. You're not an exception to the rule. In fact, the rule is going to be held harder on you than others. Right? Now, I'm not condoning anything that Antonio Brown did. To be honest, I don't know every little detail, nor do I don't desire to look it up. But what I do know is this: because he's a professional athlete, because he has this spotlight, people are going to be harsher, and people are going to scrutinize him in a public way, more so than the person that works at Exxon Mobil gas station down the street. But we'll be talking about that person if that was the case? I don't think so. The same thing as far as you being a student athlete in college. The person that just goes to chemistry class and comes back, gets on the school bus and goes back home, that person will not be scrutinized to the level that you will be at the same situation. Case in point, go to a party. There's underage drinking. Somebody, heaven forbids, somebody gets sexually assaulted. Okay? You're there. You are there. Had nothing to do with the drinking, had nothing to do with the sexual assault, but guess what? You were there, and when people recollect back about who was there, I guarantee you they name you. Why? Because you are in the public face when you're out there on that basketball court and they see you on a regular basis. So it's easier to remember you were there than the person that's in doggone, the person that's a history major that's not a student athlete at all. It's not fair, but it's reality. Realize that the rules you are not exempt to it, and in fact, you're probably going to be held to a higher. You're not exempt to it, and in fact, you're going to be held to a higher standard than anybody else. Know that.
Loud E.